Have you ever wondered why some relationships thrive and remain unshaken, while others fall victim to infidelity? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most critical topics for any relationship: faithfulness. Infidelity doesn't just break hearts, it shatters trust, security, and the foundation of love itself. But here's the good news. Faithfulness isn't a matter of chance, it's about being intentional. Today, I'll share with you 7 proven ways to foster faithfulness in your relationship and prevent infidelity. These are practical, science-backed strategies infused with biblical principles to help you and your spouse build a bond so strong, temptation won't stand a chance. As Dr. John Gottman said, happy relationships are built on deep friendship, respect, and intentional effort. So let's get started. First, let's talk about emotional intimacy. Emotional disconnection is one of the leading causes of infidelity. When a partner feels unheard, unseen, or unappreciated, they might start looking elsewhere for validation. Emotional intimacy is the glue that keeps your bond strong. It's about understanding your partner's thoughts, feelings, and needs, and making them feel safe to share with you. When you fail to nurture this connection, you risk creating emotional distance. So how do you prioritize emotional intimacy? Schedule regular check-ins with your partner. Ask open-ended questions like, "How are you feeling about us?" Or, "Is there anything you need more of from me?" These conversations are your opportunity to reaffirm your commitment and deepen your connection. Remember that words created our world. Intimacy is created with connecting, vulnerable conversation. That's why also opening up to a third party is dangerous. Dr. Gracia teaches that the snakes in your Eden garden will always speak to you some truth and a subtle lie. The snakes represent people outside your relationship that are getting your attention. It is up to you not to follow these snakes in your garden. At the end of the day, listening and connecting too long to any third party will be ground for a potential fall. Sharing intimate information naturally leads to intimacy, so watch out who you lend your ears and mouth. As 1 Peter 4 verse 8 reminds us, above all, love each other deeply. And love grows when we intentionally invest in emotional closeness. A relationship anchored in faith is much stronger than one built on shifting sand. When God is at the center of your relationship, it's harder for external temptations to take root. Couples who pray together, worship together, and study the Bible together often report higher levels of commitment and trust. Here's an idea. Set aside one evening each week to pray together. During this time, discuss your spiritual goals and how you can grow together in Christ. A prayer as simple as, "Lord, help us remain faithful to each other and to you," can be incredibly powerful. Remember, faithfulness to God strengthens faithfulness to your spouse. As Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12 reminds us, a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. When God is one of those strands, your bond becomes unbreakable. Let's talk about boundaries. Faithfulness isn't just about avoiding physical affairs, it's about protecting your relationship from emotional ones too. Boundaries are your safeguard. Here's the truth. Sharing intimate details of your life with someone outside your marriage or spending excessive one-on-one time with someone of the opposite sex can create dangerous pathways to temptation. It might feel harmless at first, but as Esther Perel warns, affairs are often less about the partner and more about what the affair represents: freedom, validation, or escape. Dr. Gracia says Adam and Eve were naked because naked people do not go to strangers. They stay around each other naked. Sit down with your spouse and agree on what boundaries look like for your relationship. Transparency is key here. For example, agree to always let each other know when you're meeting someone of the opposite sex, and avoid private texting that could create emotional intimacy with someone else. Don't be afraid to be your lover's keeper. Be responsible and even watchful at times without being disrespectful. Certain things are not to be allowed in a committed relationship. Keep the ex, the secret admirer, in check with a mature and civilized approach. Beware of social media, phone, and virtual dangerous connections that may creep into your relationship. Have open conversations with your spouse if there is any discomfort about someone in their entourage. Be your lover's keeper. Do you know the power of gratitude in a relationship? Research from the Gottman Institute shows that couples who frequently express appreciation for each other are significantly less likely to stray. Why? Because gratitude fosters connection and reduces the emotional gaps where infidelity thrives. Make it a habit to affirm your partner daily. Compliment them on their strengths, thank them for their efforts, and remind them how much you value them. For example, say, "I love how hardworking you are," or "Thank you for being my rock." Gratitude is like a shield against temptation. As 1 Thessalonians 5:11 encourages us, encourage one another and build each other up. Dr. Nathanael Gracia says that gratitude in relationship leads to new altitude of intimacy because we trust those who acknowledge us, who see us. Intimacy is literally intimacy. A genuine compliment goes a long way. Having sex regularly is one great way to prevent unfaithfulness according to the Good Book. 1 Corinthians 7:3-5 says, "Let the husband render to his wife the affection due her, and likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. And likewise the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Do not deprive one another except with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control." This verse says, expect Satan to tempt you, but overcome temptation with the blessed sexual intimacy that you share in your marriage to shield your relationship. Remember that marriage is sacred and the bed is undefiled, meaning sex in the marriage is pure. Only a third party defiles that sacred connection. Physical intimacy is a cornerstone of faithfulness. When you and your partner are connected physically, it deepens your emotional bond and reduces the likelihood of seeking fulfillment elsewhere. Dr. Willard F. Harley Jr., in his book, His Needs, Her Needs, emphasizes that neglecting physical intimacy creates emotional distance, which can lead to temptation. But life gets busy, right? Work, kids, stress, they can all take a toll. That's why intentionality is key. Schedule regular time for intimacy, even if it feels unromantic to plan it. Think of it as nurturing your marriage, not a chore. You do plan for your fun trips, don't you? And remember, physical intimacy isn't just about the act itself. It's about connection, trust, and vulnerability. Rekindle that spark regularly, and you'll build a bond that leaves no room for infidelity. During your quality time, share and talk. Most importantly, listen to each other. Pay attention to each other. Be observant, pay attention. Quality time is the antidote to neglect. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to let work, kids, and other responsibilities take over. But neglecting your partner creates emotional distance. And emotional distance invites temptation. Plan regular date nights, even if it's just a simple walk or cooking together. Shared hobbies or quiet moments together can make all the difference. As Dr. Gary Chapman says, love is spelled T-I-M-E. One key antidote to cheating is always being truthful. Be true to God, yourself, and your partner. At the end of the day, unfaithfulness is about betrayal. It reveals your true character. Be accountable, commit to always telling the truth. One thing is guaranteed. If you don't entertain a third party, you cannot fall. Avoid and remove third parties in your life. You don't have to go through the pain of regret and broken marriages. Finally, let's talk about you. Infidelity often stems from personal struggles like low self-esteem, unresolved trauma, or unmet emotional needs. Before you can build a strong relationship, you must build a strong sense of self. Invest in personal growth through therapy, reading, and self-reflection. And don't be afraid to seek accountability. Find a trusted mentor, a professional counselor, or a couple who can offer guidance and support as you navigate your relationship journey. As Miles Monroe wisely said, success in marriage does not come merely through finding the right mate, but through being the right mate. So there you have it. 7 proven ways to foster faithfulness in your relationship. Remember, faithfulness isn't about luck, it's about intentionality. Show up every day, invest in your bond, and prioritize love and trust. Remember, it is the only sin against your own body that hurts many and dishonors God, because God remembers your vows to fidelity. Joseph said to Potiphar's wife, "How can I do such wickedness and sin against God?" Be conscious always of the presence of God who sees everything. I leave you with this quote from Jim Rohn. We must all suffer from one of 2 pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces, while regret weighs tons. Choose a disciplined life. If this video blessed you, let me know in the comments. How do you prioritize faithfulness in your relationship? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more relationship wisdom. Build your relationship with intention, faith, and love. God bless. Brought to you by Grace Connection Family Research Institute. Please subscribe to our channel and share our content with your friends. See you next time.